matters? That they hold any power? And then all of a sudden, with a thundering voice, he asks a question that he knows they know the answer to. It's like he throws down the gauntlet. You want to know what I want? You know what I require. Act justly. Love mercy. Walk humbly with your God. It's God's way of proposing an alternative imagination for what is currently taking place. 3 dimensions of life that are interrelated and if lived out, if you want, are the heart of the Christian faith. Act justly. When we grasp on to faith in Jesus Christ, this faith, this personal encounter, brings with it a social responsibility that cannot be avoided. We are called to act justly, to see ourselves in relationship to others, to respect the rights of others, even over our own rights. It assumes a perspective of life where a balance is struck between having and sharing. A balance to life that is more healthy, a balance in which all can share it. It's a call to a dimension of living that passionately will not accept the status quo. It's a call that says, and we hope that we implant in you when you leave, that this may be the way that it is, but this is not the way it should be. And to do this in every place that we live. It's highly uncomfortable, it's highly inconvenient, but it is the way of God. It is the call to see the others and not just simply myself. Love mercy. To love mercy builds on this, or tenderly, as one translation says. It speaks of a people determined to do good with people. It again speaks of how we see others. To love tenderly, let me suggest, is to love with the awareness of the capacity that others have to be broken, to be lost, and in need. I often wonder if the shortest verse in the Bible, Jesus wept, is not the profound modeling of what Jesus is telling us we should be. To know the brokenness and the pain of sin in others in society because you actually know them. They are not at arm's length, but they are actively part of your lives. They're actively part of who you see and who you love. Dr. Douglas Webster, who used to be a theology professor here at Tyndale, used to say, you cannot do theology without faces. To love mercy means that you cannot act as a cranky prophet, as a follower of Jesus Christ, although many do. This is the driving force of evangelism and acts of justice by followers of Jesus. Brueggemann says that the Hebrew word for love mercy literally means to love tenaciously, intensely, determined, passionately holding on. To love with the kind of love that God has shown us. The hymn writer wrote it, "O love that will not let me go." To walk humbly with your God. The first two requirements Micah unpacks for us are honorable aspirations. But now Micah tells us how they are possible and what will give them transformative power. It's to walk humbly with our God. It's a statement of perspective. It is to understand what makes it possible to walk humbly with your God. In an institution such as Tyndale, this idea of walking humbly with God should eliminate the possibility